For the latest in my mini-series on 5 books that have changed my life, I want to share a book that's helping to democratise the investment process and enabling thousands of people to take personal control of their financial future. Andrew Craig's How to Own the World. Back in 2013, I attended the launch of the first edition of the book in the wood-panelled surroundings of the Churchill Room at Dartmouth House in Mayfair. A year later, I'd held my first wealth summit in that very room, but by 2014 we'd outgrown it and moved round the corner to Harry Selfridge's old pad, the Lansdowne Club. One of the day's highest-rated speakers was Andrew Craig, with a long queue forming for signed copies of his book. Soon after, he asked me to become chairman of his company, Plain English Finance, and later this year we're launching an investment fund that implements the core strategy described in How to Own the World. Just like Rich Dad Poor Dad, the power of this book lies in its simplicity. In essence, the message is there's always something doing well somewhere in the world. So if you diversify your portfolio to own as many different assets in as many different countries and currencies as possible, you're bound to benefit from growth wherever it happens. It's a refinement of an idea that's been around since the 1970s, when Harry Brown launched his permanent portfolio. He put 25% in shares, 25% in government bonds, 25% in cash, and 25% in gold. Each year he would rebalance the portfolio by selling what had gone up the most and buying more of what had gone down until the 4 parts were equal again. Sound simple enough? Well, the results beat most other strategies hands down, especially when you look at consistent returns over a long period with minimum volatility. And when you compound returns in the 9, 10, 11% range over a decade or two, the results become completely life-changing. Andrew's strategy has been back-tested by 2 business school professors in London over the last 25 years and would have delivered just over 10% a year throughout that period. If you're holding cash in the bank or an ISA and getting 1 or 2% on it, you are losing out big time. Today we have way more resources available to us than Harry Brown had, with products like exchange-traded funds or ETFs providing low-cost access to any type of asset, market or index at the click of a mouse. In the UK we have tax-free wrappers like ISAs, where you'll soon be able to shelter £20,000 a year, and SIPs where you can shelter £40,000 a year. Not many people can save more than that anyway. The essence of Andy's book is that today there are no excuses. The investment vehicles are there. The tax wrappers are there. All you need is the discipline of automatic saving. If you take the current tax-free ISA limit of £15,000 each, a married couple could save £30,000 a year tax-free. Assuming a 10% average return, after a decade you'd have almost £500,000, and after another decade it'd be 1.7 million. So if you do nothing else other than save regularly into an ISA and choose well-diversified funds giving access to global growth, you'll be set up for life within 20 years. Those of you in your 40s worrying that you've left it too late to start should take great heart from this. You don't have to join the mediocre majority reaching retirement with £30,000 in their pension pot. Nor should you rely on the government to be able to bail you out, as Andrew reminds us in How to Own the World. The ultimate goal at Elite Investor Club is for members to achieve financial independence so they can live life on their terms and not have to rely on an employer or a government to do so. How to Own the World by Andrew Craig has become required reading for our members, and I suggest it goes to the top of your own must-read list. The book has been heavily revised this year, and Andy's created some tutorial videos at the plainenglishfinance.com website to help you not only put the basics of automatic wealth in place, but also to take things further and become a more active manager of your investment funds if you fancy getting more involved. The fact you're watching this means you're probably a sophisticated or high net worth investor already, but please don't think that you have nothing to learn from this book. When I look back on my own investment track record, I'd be hard pushed to match the results of this simple diversification strategy. Use it as the bedrock of your portfolio and then experiment with more exotic stuff, knowing that you'll be compounding double-digit returns year on year with a big chunk of your net worth. Thanks for watching. Successful entrepreneurs demonized as the problem of the 1%, and more favours granted to special interest groups who lobby the government for unearned benefits.